Yo, Big Kish back up in here. We about to tap in with fantastic hip hop. I believe he got some insight on the Drake and LeBron situation. I don't know if he's talking about the tattoo covering, but I didn't cover the Drake covering his tattoo with another basketball player. And this is why I didn't cover it. So we about to cover that. I don't know if he's talking about this one in this one. I don't know if he's talking about it, but this is one that I didn't cover. It goes, why Drake just had the worst show of his life and LeBron and the Clipse got him scared. Yeah, we in for something. You are not going to want to click off this video. Before we get into that, y'all make sure y'all pick y'all up a copy of Street Dad, Geek Dad, Avoiding the Manufactured Mindset, written by me, Big Kish. The link will be in the description for purchase. And I appreciate everybody that's been rocking with the channel, copping the book, enjoying it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know I like holding y'all. Without further ado, let's get it.
Now, if you are just as excited as I am that we got to see hip-hop win in one of the biggest ways we have seen in years, all while Drake just humiliated himself like never before in the same day as he replaced one tattoo of another man on his arm for another tattoo of a man on his
and they still living, bro. This is wild, nasty, wild work.
Arm, among so many other pathetic things. Well, before we go any further, be sure to leave a like and subscribe so all of rap music can see just how impactful the release of the new Clipse album has been, even with actual industry suppression, while at the same time. Well, from lousy karaoke on stage, a desperate streamer field trip to try and make this thing look cool, to making the big gotcha moment of the biggest show.
No, he didn't just say a field trip. Yo, he called it a field trip, boy.
While at the same time, well, from lousy karaoke on stage, a desperate streamer field trip to try and make this thing
a field trip, boy. He going streamer field trips.
Look cool, to making the big gotcha moment of the biggest show he has had since the beef, removing a tattoo of another grown man, all to replace it with a tattoo of yet another grown man. Well, Drake just took the biggest moment he could have gotten to change things and used the opening night of it to solidify how much of a cornball he is. Make sure to leave that.
Yo, he should have covered that tattoo with light skin makeup. He would have been good.
Like and subscribe, because seriously. Well, after celebrating Merry Clipsmas and seeing how much rap music has been able to win with a single album and just getting to have fun and listening to a new record that is actually incredible. Well, to now have to clock back in and talk about a series of Drake slop moments that are trying to get through the noise of what real hip-hop should look like. Well, it doesn't just feel terrible to go from talking about a classic album to a man tattooing other men on his arm, but it's straight up more proof of Drake being the most desperate loser we have ever seen in the history of hip-hop. And now, while of course Drake has had his Wireless Festival dates planned out way before the Clipse announced that they were going to be dropping this album on this exact date, well, with all of the antics Drake pulled and all of the moments that he has been trying to go viral with all at once to just create this monstrosity of moments that we can't escape, well, what is clear is that with the amount of effort that Drake tried to put in to grift his rap superstardom back and overall just try and mitigate the impact of this Clipse album and the song in Chains and Whips that he tried to suppress for so long, well, again, when you see that Drake really took his jet and made sure to fly out and handle all of these streamers being here for some sort of a field trip where he can just chase clout more than ever.
Field trip. Look, we reacted to it when they was on stream. He said, look, I'm gonna get the jet. I'm gonna fly y'all out. And we seen while they was on the jet or whatnot, Aiden Ross talking about, what if it crashes? Dude was like, man, shut the up, bro. I don't play like that. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? Drake tried to get them to come out there and stream, try to bring all the notoriety to the Wireless concert and take it off of the Clipse album. He went as far as to bring Lauryn Hill out. I don't know if Lauryn Hill was already incorporated in that show, but, you know, he performed with her. You know what I'm saying? You know, we love Lauryn Hill, you know, so he's trying to use any and everybody he can to make himself relevant again. Saying things like outlandish things like, yeah, UK, from the bottom of my heart. Y'all got the best spitters. Bruh, stop it.
Effort. Do not sit here and tell me that Drake was not scared of this album and what it means and every single effect and implication that it can have on the rap game because, well, again, even beyond all the clout chasing antics, Drake would have not tried to suppress this thing in the first place if it meant nothing, and now with this. Well, what we have come to find out for Drake is that despite all of the stops that he tried to make to just create the biggest moment in rap on a day where the Clipse returned with a long-awaited album, there were new Kendrick Lamar, Tyler the Creator, and Nas verses, and even Travis Scott confirmed his new album. Well, out of all of these announcements, moments, and actual releases of new music from all of these heavyweights, well, Drake ended up having the worst outcome that he could have possibly had on his career, and now why I am saying that this is the worst show that Drake has ever done is not because of the performance quality itself, which is about just as bad as usual, and really, if we're being honest, this thing was made a little more interesting just with the special guest that came out, although, of course, with the setlist that Drake ran through. Well, as Drake ran through new tracks from his failed album and more melodic songs than you could have ever.
Hold on. Come and see me, Marvin's Room, Teenage. Oh my gosh, no.
Wanted to hear from him. I mean, as Drake has no energy and he was performing songs that have no energy, this performance was very boring, and you can just see that the crowd was not moving the way that great crowds do when they are there to see a defining artist. And now with even how disengaged Drake was in general in this much bigger setting in terms of the crowd size than he is used to, well, again, this performance looked bad, and when all of your viral moments are from streamers meeting Drake backstage, or from a special guest coming out, or just from Drake exiting the stage even, or just from, of course, the tattoo drama, that should tell you everything you need to know. And now for Drake, despite playing alongside Party Next Door and bringing out other singers and even trying to reclaim hip-hop status by bringing out an all-time legend in none other than Lauryn Hill, which I have to say, this is the first time that he has not been standing next to someone who is an absolute loser and lead.
He using people as a stepping stool. That's what he's doing, y'all. Because he already know Lauryn Hill gonna get her flowers regardless. So he like, all right, let me get seen with her. You know what I'm saying?
Leader of the Legion of Lame, which I guess that's a step in the right direction. Well, now, while Drake finally made one kind of right move by bringing out Lauryn on stage, I guess I have to give that to him. If you thought this guy was gonna get and maintain any sort of goodwill, well, come on, you knew this wasn't gonna last, because with Drake overall just leaving us with a dull performance, that's only conversation of note to have is really around the fact that Drake made sure everyone can see that he covered up his tattoo of LeBron James that was on his arm with yet another grown man in none other than the Oklahoma City Thunder's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Well, again, as your music and quality as an artist is so devoid of anything that people are not even talking about.
And I wonder how that young man feel. Do he know Drake is tattooing him on his arm? Like, do he ask for permission, or he just go do it? Hey, I want this ninja on my arm. Like, this is nasty work, bro. Now, old boy got to worry about walking on eggshells. Oh, I can't like this music. I ain't going to be able to do this. I ain't going to be able to do that. He's being a burden, bro. A pain in the ass.
Your stage design or your energy or even the set list you had, which of course is just so unmemorable. And then again, the only thing that's actually making noise here is the fact that Drake removed another grown man's tattoo from his arm, all then to put another grown man right back on it to try and look tough, I guess. Well, for Drake, and this is the point I'm trying to drive home, why this is the worst show of his career is because if things get any worse from here, you might as well call this very weekend the worst run of events in his entire career, aside from the beefs that he.
So what about when Shane Gillis get mad at him, or Drake get, Drake, you do anything to Drake, he's going to get mad at you. He's going to go unfollow you. He's going to remove the tattoo or whatever. Well, so what's going to happen when Shane Gillis, he get upset with Shane Gillis? What happens then?
Lost to Kendrick Lamar and Pusha T really ever. And I say this because of the fact that now on the same day that Drake tried to reclaim musical great status here and just ended up being talked about for an NBA player on his arm and Iceman shenanigans rather than anything about the actual art or quality of the performance and music itself. Well, now at the same time as this happened and the entire rap world has just received the most electrifying album that has been put out into the genre in years, and even compared to Kendrick Lamar's GNX record, well, due to who the Clipse are and who they are making this record for, which is purely a hip-hop audience, well, as the listening experience and the people having conversations about it are a much more catered to and specific type of listener and genre, and because of this, everybody understands the message and goal of what they are hearing. Well, now, as on the same day that Drake was trying to win everybody back over after being a labeled loser for over a year, and then again just seeing it fall as flat as it did because this show was just lame. There's no other way to put it. I mean, look at how uninspired the crowd is, and even look how uninspired Drake moves when he's playing a song that was supposed to be big, I thought, in Nokia. Well, truly with this show, I want to say that this is really the end of Drake as a cultural force, and for hip-hop, well, this Clipse album doesn't just feel like an Album of the Year candidate or a future classic or even a masterpiece, but it feels like an entire reawakening throughout the entire culture, as after just witnessing Clipse put on one of the best rollouts of all time leading up to this thing, as they have just went above and beyond with how to present classic material and something that is so integral to hip-hop, and now with who the Clipse are sitting down with and what they are doing to make sure that everybody knows this is the highest of quality experiences in hip-hop, like what we just saw with the Tiny Desk, which was amazing. Well, from here and grinding,
bro, that Tiny Desk was official. I'm from Virginia, what ain't to do but cook. That, bro, I love that joint. And one thing I like about No Malice is that the seriousness in him. Do y'all remember when hip hop was like real serious? It wasn't no laughing. It wasn't, I'm not playing. I ain't playing. That's what I love that about him, bro. I love that about him. He not running around here playing hide and seek, tit for tat. Hey, I got you. Ha ha. LOL, LMAO. Hey, he ain't doing none of that. He got a serious face. He ain't playing with nobody. I love that shit, man.
Like that to all of the interviews with names like Joe Budden, Charlemagne, and so many others, all the way to the point where it seems like every time you were checking the timeline, Clipse is just fleshing out the story arc and world of the album even more and just tapping into hip-hop culture from top to bottom in a way that,
bro, they banging these interviews out. They banging these joints out. They was with Elliot Wilson, Charlemagne and them, Breakfast Club, the two white guys, which was like the first ones. They had the ones where they did with Pharrell. This one right here, Joe Budden, Jadakiss and Fat Joe. Bro, they destroying the game right now, bro. And I see why Drake is allegedly, I was supposed to do a video about it, but they said Drake paid to be on that wireless thing. They said that he paid to be up there. Now, I don't know how true it is, but I got a source from out there in the UK. They didn't want to get online. I was going to have them, you know what I'm saying? But I was like, look, some more got to come out about that, you know what I'm saying? Because I really ain't got no leg to stand on, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, bro, he's trying to do everything in his power to shut the Clipse down, man.
That no other artist has in years. Well, really, as we are seeing now the culture being won over all the way to the point that we are in a time where an album from the Clipse is competing with pop stars like Justin Bieber on the charts. Well, again, while this is not about the charts and numbers, and that's what this reawakening in hip-hop is so integral to, and why nobody can take away from what the culture is feeling. Truly, what is coming to fruition is this full circle moment for hip-hop, and in terms of the impact and the numbers we are seeing come in, well, again, while it is not everything, we are finding out that with what Pusha T and Malice and Pharrell have done together on this album, they have truly created a statement that is sorting out the rap game and is now tightening the grip that needs to be on hip-hop culture in this new era going forward. And with this, well, with this mass celebration and love that we are seeing from literally everybody in hip-hop, from all sorts of fans to other rappers to the media, well, overall,
ain't nobody talking about that Justin Bieber shit. Nobody. It's like that was strategically done to step on the Clipse. I don't know who was in Justin Bieber's ear, but that was a no-no, boy. Ain't nobody talking about that shit.
Overall, when you just see so many people put an emphasis on the actual music and culture of hip-hop in a way that usually feels so forgotten these days, and truly, we have seen some beautiful things, as on Tyler, the Creator's most recent stop in his Chromacopia tour, he literally stopped and gave an entire speech and monologue about the Clipse and how amazing they are and how they inspired him, and told every single person at the show to check them out because he would not be here and we would have never gotten an album like Call Me If You Get Lost if they never did what they did. Well, ultimately, to bring hip hop together like we are seeing is only something that people like Push and Malice, who just attract such a pure and core hip hop audience, could ever even pull off. And right now, through capturing such an important, but honestly in this era untouched vehicle, we are now seeing the culture be reshaped right in front of our own eyes, and what this sentiment around this record and the people who are trying to take away from it has become is.
Yeah, and this is why they try to push the numbers onto everybody. It's like, notice every conversation that you have or everything in your timeline, it's like got something to do with numbers. The chart this, even though it's cool, like for the artists to take care of their family and all of that, but it's like numbers this, numbers that, especially with academics. It's like he's this damn mathematician, this much in this week, first week. Bro, where's the lyrics? Where's the breakdowns? Where what song you like? What bar you thought hit? You don't get none of that. And these are the top so-called top hip hop journalists that they labeled the hip hop Nah, bro. They forcing numbers onto us so they can control the narrative. It's no longer the people controlling the narrative if everything becomes numbers, because numbers can get tweaked with money. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the overall, the people versus how much money that the other people got. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think about the Drake shenanigans and him covering tattoos and putting another man up there, and then them trying to force numbers onto us and trying to step on the Clipse album with Justin Bieber's. He copying pictures off Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, and bruh, they got all type of weirdness going on. Now Nicki Minaj going that scissor and all of that bullshit. Bro, you clearly see this divide of it's evil, good against evil. That's what you see. People that's trying to do something with their lives and trying to promote that versus let's sip lean and pop Molly and shake our ass and all that low vibrational bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Shout out to Fantastic Hip Hop. I will leave a link in the description. Big Cash signing out. I'm going, y'all.